Alright guys, Croatia have just beaten Denmark by a goal to nil in the Nations League. And it was an interesting game to watch. It wasn't the most chance-filled game ever. Chances were at a premium at times. The first half especially didn't create too many chances. And Croatia rested a lot of their midfielders or started them on the bench. Players like Luka Modric and Mateo Kovacic. Whereas Denmark, they started a pretty solid-looking midfield with Højbjerg, Eriksson, Damsgaard, and Thomas Delaney. So that is a very good midfield, and that was partly why Denmark went on to pretty much control the first half. Really, to be honest, Croatia really didn't have that much impact on the game, and Denmark, when chances did come, they created the better of them. Joachim Mæhle was causing a lot of trouble down the left-hand side. He had a really good Euros last summer, and he was probably Denmark's most threatening player today. He definitely was involved in most good things for them, and came close to scoring a goal in the first half, but his shots hit the side netting when he went through on goal. And he was unfortunate, well, maybe not unfortunate, but very close to creating a legitimate goal for his teammate Andreas Cornelius, who I like. I remember he had a spell at Cardiff about 8 or 9 years ago now, maybe. And to be honest, when I watched him at Cardiff, I didn't really think that's a player who will be starting for the Danish national team in a few years' time. But fair play to him, he must have done something right to get in the squad. Mæhle was putting a lot of pressure on Vesaliko, right back for Croatia. But he did pull him sort of like, he didn't pull him to the ground, but he made contact with him, so sort of pulled him, but it was nowhere near enough for like Vesaliko to actually go down. But obviously, if a defender does do that, then the referee is going to pull it back for a foul. Because Mæhle did nip the ball across to Cornelius to put in the back of an empty net. But yeah, it was disallowed. But yeah, Croatia though really didn't create that much in the first half. But at half time they brought on Luka Modric and Mateo Kovacic, and the balance of the game completely switched. Croatia started to dominate in the second half. Like the difference Luka Modric makes to a team is ridiculous for like a 36-year-old. I think he has to go down as one of the greatest midfielders, possibly of all time, top 20 easily. Because like he does, I feel as though he does go a bit under the radar, because we've had quite a good generation of midfielders over the past 10 years with Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Toni Kroos, Andrea Pirlo, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, Paul Scholes, like quite a lot, Kevin De Bruyne as well, N'Golo Kante. There've been so many good ones, and Modric has always been like at the highest level of all of them. It's like, so he has to go down as one of the greatest, and the influence he had on this game. He nearly scored a peach of the goal from outside the box, similar to one he scored against Argentina, if I remember correctly, at the last World Cup. But Kasper Schmeichel saw it coming and made quite a good save, to be fair. It's definitely one for the cameras, because he managed to catch it, but made a pretty dramatic dive out of it, to be fair to him. So yeah, you got to do what you got to do as a goalkeeper, haven't you? And yeah, the Croatia, yeah, they just began to completely dominate. and they managed to get a goal with about 10 minutes to go through Mario Pasalic. I think it was Modric who crossed it in, got a flick on, and took a deflection off a Denmark defender and fell to Pasalic, who slotted it past Kasper Schmeichel. And you got to feel a bit for Kasper Schmeichel. He did make a couple of good saves, especially throughout the second half. But yeah, Croatia were just too good for Denmark in the second half. I have to be honest in saying that. Although when Denmark did bring Martin Braithwaite on, he looked lively and probably should have started the game, to be honest. Yeah, he was looking like the player who was most likely to score for Denmark when he came on. Although Cornelius did have a very good shot in the first half from outside the box, 25-30 yards, saved by, I think the goalkeeper was Livakovic for Croatia. I might have got that wrong, but whoever it was, he did quite well to just tip it around the post. Vesaliko got subbed off as well for Croatia at half-time, and I thought he was struggling a little bit. Joachim Mæhle was causing him a lot of problems in that first half, and when they brought the replacement on, I've forgotten the name of the replacement, but he managed to deal with Mæhle a lot better than Vesaliko. That's 100% for certain. But yeah, Croatia have that's a good win for Croatia. They've struggled a little bit so far in the Nations League. I think they've lost to Austria and drawn to France, so 3 points on the board will definitely help them come, the next few games or the end of the group stage, see if they can get through to the knockout phase or the semi-finals, isn't it? There's not really much of a knockout phase, as only 4 teams go through to the knockout phase. But yeah, it wasn't a bad game to watch, to be honest. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.